What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Spearow / Fearow. This is actually a replay of a video I've done a long time ago. Let the games begin. I will link down below the replay. So the replay, the original playthrough, one, the quality wasn't the greatest. By the way, I named myself Harry in this. You'll get why here in a little bit. And our rival's name is Malfoy. Or Draco. You'll probably figure out what the rhyming scheme is, or the name scheme here is in a little bit. But the playthrough I played through, it was one of the first videos I ever did. And Spearow is actually one of my favorite flying types in Generation 1, so that's one reason why I'm excited to redo this. But the original playthrough didn't have great audio, it doesn't have good, it doesn't have any music. The playthrough is actually not horrible, because I mean I did get the playthrough, but it didn't really do much in the playthrough when it comes to strategy. It's about almost a 2-hour run, so that's actually a very long run. By standards now, so I didn't have really a set way of doing it. I kind of figuring out the game while I was playing, and figured out how I was going to present the game. So that's why I'm redoing it. I'm going to give a better representation of this Pokemon and other Pokemon that I plan on doing. So we start the game. We get Spearow. It's a tiny bird Pokemon. We named Spearow Buckbeak. So now you can kind of figure out the name. Maybe some of you won't know the name, but it's actually from Harry Potter. So we are Harry, our rival is Draco, which is the rival of Harry Potter, and he gets Squirtle. We chose Squirtle because we don't really have an advantage against Squirtle. Really no advantage at all. We chose for Pidgey, we actually gave our Pokemon the advantage and had him have Bulbasaur. So we start off battle with Squirtle. Peck is going to be decently effective. It's not super effective or anything, but it's decently effective, and this is where we would have had an advantage against Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is weak to flying type, so Peck would have been super effective, probably been a 2-shot, and this is where Pidgey had kind of an advantage. So early in the game, I'll go over the stats real quick, and I'll go over early game. So stats: 40 HP, attack is 60, defense is 30, special is 31, and speed is 70. So yeah, this Pokemon's got not great stats, but attack and speed are definitely its best. And where this Pokemon has a huge advantage is early in the game, you fight a lot of bug type. So a lot of bug type, Peck is super effective, you level up very fast, so you actually gain a lot of levels. So comparing this like Pidgey had Gust, which is considered a normal move. So this Pokemon is normal, so it is considered a stab move. However, Peck is super effective against bugs, and it's a stab move, so even better. So that's why we just went straight for Bug Forest. We start fighting everything. We get Leer at level 9, and then we have one more trainer we have to fight. So the stats of this Pokemon, like I said, are not great. They do get a little bit better when we evolve. I mean, we've done more with less. Stats to me just don't matter as much as having a good moveset and just understand the Pokemon and how to play the game is a little bit more important to me than just having otherworldly stats. So. And we get this last bug trainer, we knock him out pretty handily when we go face our rival. Like I said, our rival has Squirtle, but he has a Pidgey. And Pidgey can be the bane of our existence because Pidgey can sand attack us and make our accuracy go down. So this can be a battle that we have to repeat because of stupid sand attack. But usually we win this battle pretty handily. Our rival's not super difficult. He usually makes dumb decisions as well, and we get a quick attack there. That's very good. About having good speed actually helps our let's just go first a lot, so we win that battle and get a lot of critical hits. So we're gonna 2-shot the Diglett. Sandshrew the problem. Sandshrew is a little bulkier on defense. Diglett has one of the worst defenses in the game. So now we get Sand Attack, so here's where Sand Attack can come into a problem. We have one more we gotta get. Just gotta get one more, and we don't get it. So we gotta repeat this battle. Not a big deal. We're 9 minutes into this. Not too bad. And we just gotta get this battle repeated. So the challenge early is, well, there's obviously a benefit early. You get Bug type. You get the fight. But the challenge early is actually beating Brock's gym. Brock's gym. Brock is Rock type. So he's not resisted, but Brock type have very high defense. So that's the downside to fighting Brock's gym. So you have to have enough to be able to counter Brock. You have to have enough hit points to be able to last in the battle, and so on and so forth. So hitting Brock and actually doing some damage is actually not the worst thing ever. So what we started out doing here was we're just going to lower Brock's attack. Okay, we got level 16. We're going to lower his attack. So When Geodude attacks us, it's going to do 1 damage. And that makes it so we have more time to knock him out. We do have 2 attacks that can hit. And Fury Attack, though it is not super effective, it can hit up to 5 times, so we can do up to 5 damage. Okay? Peck is not resisted by Brock, but it still doesn't do a lot of damage either. So, yeah, so it's a battle of attrition. It's a grueling knockdown, drag out fight. But by growling, it does do, it limits his attack, except when that happens, which he just got a critical hit, which ground type should almost never do because they're all so slow. Onix isn't slow, let me rephrase that. Okay, so we got to the point where we're using Bide, we're going to use Leer now. Leer helps lower the opposition's defense, so right now we got to play Bide game. Bide game, I call it Bide game. It's whenever Onix uses Bide, what that does, it initiates that any attacks done after he initiates Bide, any damage done to Onix, he'll do it back to double the damage double. So as long as he keeps using Bide, we're fine. Because we can just lower his attack or lower his defense. And then once Bide's done, we can actually, you know, attack him back, and his attack and defense are lowered. So it's a strategic battle you have to win, but a winnable battle nonetheless. Then we move on to Route 3. And now we're going to go over the level up moveset. So we start the game off with Peck. Peck is a 31 base power move? Yeah. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, there we go. 35 base power move, 100% accurate. It's very good because it's stab, so it's about a 53 base power move. Growl we also get. Growl lowers opposition's attack. Not a great move to use because you don't have to use it that often, but it does help against like Brock. Level 9 we get Leer. Leer lowers opposition's defense by a stage, so that helped as well against Brock. Level 15 we get Fury Attack. Fury Attack is a 15 base power move, 85% accurate. And it's also a stab. It's about a 22, 23 base power move. Not very great. I don't like using this move because it's unreliable. One, it's actually not very high. It's 85%. I know it seems high, but it misses way too often for it to be considered, for me to like it. And it's a normal type move, so that we do get a stab there, but it's just not a great move. 22, we get Mirror Move. I think I've used this move like maybe 5 times in my life. It's like when I first got Pokemon, I used Mirror Move because I didn't know what it did and just want to see what it did. It's not a great move unless, I mean, if someone does something great to you, Mirror Move does it back. You're always going second in that regard. So I don't like it. Drill Peck, we get level 29. We actually prolong our evolution so that we can get Drill Peck earlier. Drill Peck is the best flying type move in my opinion in this game. 80 base power, 100% accurate. With stab, it's 120 base power. It's very good. It hits hard. It hits fast. Cobra Kai. And there is technically a better, more powerful move, but I don't think it's more powerful, but it's not better flying move in the game. But I still think this is the best flying move in the game. And a lot of Pokemon that get this are the best flying type in the game. So there's a correlation there. In level 36, we get Agility. Agility will help us badge boost, so that we can have some help in the game. It doesn't make sense why this Pokemon gets Agility. This Pokemon's already very fast. A lot of flying types actually get this, but a lot of flying types get Agility, and it doesn't make sense because most flying type Pokemon are very fast. Nonetheless, though, Agility will help us badge boost, and yeah, it's very helpful in game. And we get through the last Pokemon in here, and now we move on to Mountain Moon, and now we're going to go over the TM moveset. TM moveset here isn't super great. We are very limited to normal moves for the most part, and like 1 or 2 flying moves. But we start with Razor Wind. Razor Wind's actually a normal type move. If it was flying type, I consider it because you get it kind of decent in the game, and it's 80 base power. But it's actually kind of pointless because it's a normal type move, and the accuracy on this is very bad, 75% accurate. So we're not gonna use that. Whirlwind doesn't do nothing, just knocks the opposition out of battle. So it's great against wild Pokemon, but it's horrible against trainer battles. Toxic, we're not gonna use Toxic. I don't think I've ever used Toxic. Takedown and Double Edge are pretty much the same move. One's just more powerful than the other, and one's more accurate than the other. Double Edge is 100 base power, 100% accurate. With Stab, it's 150, so it is a move we can use, but we're not going to use this move unless we have to. And we actually take a stint at it in the Elite Four to have a more powerful normal move, but we end up going a different route, and that route is Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam, 150 base power. I think it's 90% accurate. Yeah, it's 90% accurate. And the good thing about this move is it's probably the most powerful, one of the most powerful moves in the game for sure. Like not even close. One of the most powerful moves in the game. And yeah, it's 150 base power, 9% accurate, and we are stab, so it's a 225 base power move when it's used. The only downside is if you don't knock out the opposition on the first turn, on the attack, you have to wait a turn to recharge because it's that powerful. It takes so much energy to do it. So if you knock it out, it's not a big deal. In Gen 1, if you knock it out, you can just keep doing it as long as you keep knocking Pokemon out. You don't have to take a turn of rest. But yeah, we're definitely going to use this. I tried to avoid it as much as possible, but it's inevitable. I got to use it. Rage. It'd be cool if we had it early because it is a stab move, but getting it late doesn't help at all. Mimic will help later because we have to mimic moves to win the game. We don't have any moves beyond normal or flying type, so mimicking a move would be very helpful. And if you see there on the screen, I just skipped over evolving. It's because I'm trying to get to level 29 to get Drill Peck faster. So that does take a little bit more time in the game because you got to stop that evolution. But Mimic, it definitely helps in Elite Four. It definitely helps against Giovanni's, the final Giovanni fight, so on and so forth. So Mimic is very useful. We actually have a decent special, but we can't use special with this Pokemon because none of the moves we have are special moves. So that's one of the downsides. So mimicking a move that can use special is very useful late in the game. Double Team is outlawed. I did actually use Double Team in the original playthrough. I consider Double Team like a cheat now. Now that I've played through a couple times with it, it's an automatic like cheat code to just get through a playthrough without actually coming up with a good strategy or whatever. Bide will have a short shelf life, but it is going to be used in this playthrough. Swift is a 60 base power move. It does not miss unless you're trying to hit ghosts. And with Stab, it's a 90 base power move, so it's pretty decent to have. Sky Attack is the move that I say is actually technically the most powerful move. It's 140 base power. With Stab, it's 210. It's the most powerful flying type move you can get. However, over 2 turns. Okay, so you got to fly up in the air and you come back down. That's when you attack, and that's when you get the 210 base power attack. In my opinion, it's just better to do Drill Peck, because Drill Peck over 2 turns is going to do 240 damage, a power of damage, and Drill Peck's more accurate. Whereas Rest is not accurate, and when you're up in the air, it's not like Fly. You can get attacked. So you get Rest, Substitute, and Fly. We're not going to use Fly in this game. It's just we can't remove it if we get it, and we just have a better flying move anyway. Drill Peck's way more powerful, and it's actually more reliable because it's 100 base power, whereas Fly is 95 base power. So that's the move set. It's not very broad, but I think it does synergize pretty well with this Pokemon stats. It has very fast Pokemon, and it has a good attack. So a lot of the moves kind of work with that. Special is, like I said, it's not very good with this Pokemon, so we don't have any special moves, which is okay because, like I said, we don't have good special, so not a big deal. And so now we're in Misty's Gym. Misty's Gym isn't going to be too bad. So this is the trade-off. If we evolved into Fearow, we probably would have beat Misty the first time we attempted it, but we don't. And the reason why we don't is because we don't get that increase in stats, that boost in stats that will give us enough oomph to get over the hump and beat Misty. But it's okay. It is what it is. It doesn't take us too much time for this. She becomes a little bit of a headache early, but it's not too big of a deal. This is, like I said, this is the trade-off that I kind of invited whenever I decided that I didn't want to evolve into Fearow. Fearow would have been more powerful. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our third rival fight. He comes out with a Pidgeotto. And he also comes out with a Rattata. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's a Rattata. So we get our accuracy lowered. Awesome. Now we're moving on to Abra. Abra won't do anything at all to us. So we just got to knock it out. And since Peck is a physical damaging move, Abra has a low defense. Rattata does nothing, lowers our defense, but he's going to knock us out. Okay, there we go. So we do lose one battle here to our rival. Malfoy. Potter. That's what he said. Potter. Are you struggling? Let's see what you got, Potter. I should put Potter down because then I could actually read it like that. So we got to knock out the Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is his. Actually, right now, honestly, I think Pidgeotto is usually his ace because Pidgeotto has Sand Attack and can really wreck the rest of this battle. If he gets like 2 or 3 Sand Attacks off on you, Rattata can knock you out. Squirtle can knock you out. If you can't attack it, knock it out within good time. So we knock out the Squirtle. We beat our third rival fight, and we're not going to evolve yet. and we're moving on to Nugget Bridge. Now this is the part of the game where I don't really have too much to say here. All these battles are pretty trivial. And instead of me just saying one hit knockout, one hit knockout, one hit knockout, what I'm going to do instead is kind of go over where this Pokemon, the benefits of this Pokemon, and the struggles. So the struggles of this Pokemon, one, it starts off with mediocre stats at best. 31 special, so that means anything that's special, like Water Gun from our rival Squirtle, Misty's Bubble Beam, or Water Gun, are special moves. We have low special, so they will do a lot of damage to us. That's one downside. Second is we don't have a great amount of health. I mean, health isn't too bad if you're fast and you can, if you can go first a lot and you can hit pretty hard. Your HP is not that big a deal to me. I've had Pokemon with very low HP and do just fine. I've had Pokemon with very high HP and get knocked out pretty easy. What matters is how good is your defense, how good is your attack. If you never get hit, does it really matter if you have high HP? Okay, so some Pokemon, they thrive in that. That's what they're designed for. This Pokemon's not. This Pokemon's designed to hit fast, hit hard, hit early, and not take a lot of damage, whether it's physical damage or whether it's special damage. So, and also, I mean, it does have a great advantage early because it has Peck. But the downside is that, and I have a video where I ranked all the flying types. If you want to go watch that, that'd be very, very cool to watch because it explains why. As much as I like Spearow, it is the 4 flying type flying normal types in Gen 1. It is the second worst because as the normal type Pokemon, it doesn't get one of the best normal moves in the game. I think Body Slam would make this extremely nerf. It wouldn't nerf it, but it'd make it a lot better of a playthrough. And why it doesn't get Body Slam, I have no idea. So I don't know why Pidgey doesn't get Peck. So I have no idea. So we're regressing through this part of the game, and this part of the game is the best combination or congestion of experience you can get all at once. So that is why I like going through this part of the game. It does give you a lot of experience very quickly. Like we're trying to get to level 29 to get Drill Peck, and because Drill Peck will pretty much unlock this Pokemon and make the rest of the run not like trivial, but it make it very fast. So the other benefits this Pokemon has, obviously having Peck early against bugs is very predominant. A lot of bug types in Generation 1, especially early, because it was designed that way, I think, to try and teach you about evolution. So you got a lot of bugs you can get early. You can get three. You can get Caterpie, Weedle, and then you can get Paris in Mount Moon. So there's a whole bunch of bugs you can get. What I also like to do in this part of the game is shout out some other YouTubers. The two that got me into this is JRose11 and Scott's Thoughts. They do completely different playthroughs, but both of them I do enjoy their videos. And I have some other videos I've been enjoying a lot lately. Squidgy's very good for Generation 2. You also have Eggsceptional is very good for Gen 3 content. So me and him discuss a lot. I really enjoy his videos. There's other ones out there as well. Van Man, KangaskDan. You also have SmithPlays Pokemon, which is pretty cool. You also he does a lot of Gen 2 stuff as well. He actually built a ROM hack for Gen 2 Pokemon Crystal, fixing all the gym leaders, making more Pokemon accessible to you, so on and so forth. I really wanted to play that sometime in the future, so that is something I do want to do. And there's a bunch of other ones out there. The Mah-Dry-Bread is also another good one out there. All of them are linked in my description down below if you want to go check them out. I highly recommend you do. Whether you like my content or not, I assume everyone that watches this enjoys Pokemon. That's more or less what it's about. So if you like my video, great. If you like their video, awesome. Because a lot of them did get me into it, and I know firsthand now, after doing about over a year of this and almost through the entire Pokédex in Generation 1, how much effort and time it takes to get into this. So I really appreciate it if you gave me a subscribe as well. The button on the screen does not work. Yeah, go click down below. Yeah, and comment, like, all those things really do help the channel. I know it's asking a lot to participate in the videos and such, but it really does help the channel when you participate, you comment, things like that, because it gets engagement, and then gets that engagement out to other people. So whatever you can do to help the channel, if it's just giving a simple like, if it's just hitting that simple subscribe button so you can get videos like this all the time. I post every Monday and every Friday. and I do replays, I do playthrough challenges. I actually have some challenge videos where I limit myself to a couple rules and I play, and those are done not in Generation 1, they're done in Gen 3 and Gen 2 that I've done so far. And yeah, I'd like to do more of these videos. But yeah, let's move on to Misty. So Misty, we're not going to beat Misty here. And the reason why I'm not going to beat Misty is she just does way too much damage to us, and we just can't inflict enough damage on her. Even though we are almost 10 levels higher, we're 9 levels higher right now. We do not have the first Pokemon. We do a lot of health left. So I tried the bide strategy. The problem is she just does way too much damage. Way too much damage. So I'm like, okay, let's try that again. So we're going to try this again and see if there's another strategy we can do. I don't think Peck will do enough. Starmie actually has decent defense for a water type Pokemon. So Fury Attack will get the Staryu knocked out. So that's not the problem. The problem, like I said, is the Starmie. We don't have enough defense to survive. We don't actually outspeed, so we don't go first. So we can't knock out the Starmie that way. So we're going to be stubborn and try it one more time. It's not going to work. We just don't have enough. We got to get evolved into Fearow. If we evolved into Fearow, I'm confident we could have won this battle probably in the first try, just because we can take more. Even if we don't have Drill Peck, I think we can take more damage. Our defense is higher, our special's higher, so we can not take as much damage inflicted on us. Now I'm stupid here. If I'd have just gone for Bide, I probably would have won this battle, because our water gun right there would have hit. There's another water gun that would have hit. If it was a 2-turn Bide, it would have done the damage back. So we're going to slowly just creep out of her gym, and we're going to go on to our fourth rival fight. Fourth rival fight is team's actually rounding out pretty well. Pidgeotto comes out, and I'm not healed. So awesome. I forgot to heal. So we're going to go back. And yeah, I got a lot of blunders in this playthrough. As much as I want this playthrough to be much better than the last one, I did have a couple blunders in this. So one was I didn't heal, and I still haven't healed. I'm just trying to get Drill Peck. So now I have Drill Peck. See how much powerful Drill Peck is? And I'm almost going to get knocked out here. Abra will be a one-shot as long as I outspeed. Very good. And War Turtle will be a two-shot as long as I outspeed. Very good. And I think we leveled up to Fearow, but I didn't show it. So now we're going to face Misty again. And it's going to be a completely different night and day difference between the last two battles. So now we don't even heal. We're at 17 health, and we one-shot each one of them. So Drill Peck is a drastic night and day difference. We're level 31. We beat Misty. We finally beat Misty. We move on to we're heading towards Rock Tunnel. So let's go over the hit points of Fearow. 65 HP, 90 attack, 65 defense, 61 special, and 100 speed. 65 seems to be a common number with HP with a lot of Pokemon in this generation. I've noticed that. So the stats go up drastically. Yeah, drastically. That's a good enough word. HP 65. That's a lot better than what it was with Pidgey or Spearow. Spearow was 40, so we can take a lot more hits. Attack is 90, where it was 60 before. So that's going to get way over 100 before we get to the Elite Four. Defense is 65. It was 30, so it does double our defense. And it pretty much doubles our attack, too. We went from 31 special. I'm sorry, our special. We went 31 special to 61 special. Very good there. And our speed goes from 70 to 100. So drastic difference in all those Pokemon. And now we're moving on to Rock Tunnel. So Rock Tunnel, nothing really super crazy in here. You just have that one boss battle in here you got to pretty much take care of. His name is Boomer the Hiker. We do have some other trainers in here that can be a little bit of a tedious. Like we have a Cubone here. We got to get him knocked out first. Luckily, we don't take any damage, but the Slowpoke next can be tricky because Slowpoke is pretty bulky and it has confusion, and it can confuse us then, but it also can do a lot of damage. So we knock that one out, and then we move on to the next of the, what is it called, the Pokemaniac. There we go. And we get a two-shot on the Slowpoke. We move on to the next trainer. Next trainer actually has two grass types, so this one's going to be pretty simple. I don't even think we have to use Drill Peck. I think we use Peck and get through him. Yeah, use Peck. I'm going to take a drink of my drink really quick. Go ahead and watch this battle. And the battle's over. So the next one we got to fight, and hopefully we don't run into any other battles. We got to do a repel here in a second. Next one we got to get to is Boomer. Boomer the Hiker. I think in Generation 3 they named him Dudley. But I call him Boomer because he has 3 Pokemon that go boom. You have a Geodude that has self-destruct. The Drill Peck is a 2-shot on it though. We have another Geodude, self-destruct. I'm sorry. Tries to do Rock Throw. Rock Throw would actually be very devastating to this Pokemon. Okay, Peck does nothing. What are you doing? Drill Peck still does nothing. Self-destruct does not knock me out. Would have knocked out Spearow. I'm pretty confident in that. So we get through. We get to Celadon City, but we do have to backtrack and beat Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge lets us use Fly. So Drill Peck 1-shot. Should be Drill Peck 1-shot across the board. And Drill Peck, not a 1-shot. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not a 1-shot. Raichu, but it is a 2-shot. And Raichu's Thunder Shock doesn't do much. I skipped over that because there's no way we were going to beat him as a Pidgey. And I was like, I'll just double back and do it when we're a higher level. That way I can eliminate all factors and just, just get the win. Okay. Now we're in Erica's gym. We have a huge advantage over Erica. We are flying type. She is a grass. So I'm taking this opportunity to get as much experience as I can. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably looking like, why are you level 34? You're over leveling. Okay, we do have to over level a little bit. One, we had to over level a little bit to get by Brock. We are not going to beat Brock at the same level as Brock's Pokemon, 12 and 14. Because he has an advantage over us that his typing takes a lot of damage. It's the way it's designed. So we have to overlevel a little bit in some parts of the game, and also I know it's coming up in the Elite Four, and trust me, we're going to need to be a pretty decent level to get by Lorelei. So I fight all these extra battles for a reason. I know what I'm preparing for. There's a reason why I do my prediction videos. The reason why I do the prediction video forces me to assess what's going to go on with this Pokemon and make some educated guesses based on experience I've had with Pokemon. You're gonna do the research and be like, okay, this Pokemon gets this, then okay, if I push back my evolution for like 3 levels, I can get this move earlier, and that'll make this next fight easier, so on and so forth. So it does create a system where I have to be prepared. I prepare myself, basically. There's other YouTubers out there. I think JRose11 just plugs in the game and plays, and then figures it out as he plays. I don't do that. I mean, it's cool for him, but I don't like to do that. I like to, eliminate. I like to do a little bit of research, not like optimize everything. Just know a little bit what's coming up. And while I'm talking, I'm sorry. We just beat Erica, and we just beat her in 3 1-shot knockouts with Drill Peck. I'm sorry about that, but I'll get the next one, I promise. Next gym, I promise. It was trivial. It was just 1-hit knockout, 1-hit knockout, 1-hit knockout. And we get the badge from Erica. And we're moving on to Rocket Game Corner. Rocket Game Corner gives us access to some pretty good stuff. PP Up is pretty good. That'll help us later when we get Hyper Beam. We also get Double Edge right here after we beat this guy. Double Edge is pretty cool. Double Edge is pretty cool because it actually gives us a really high-end attacking move that is not flying type. So anything that's like, doesn't take a lot of damage from flying type, we can use it. Downside to it is Double Edge deals back recoil. Okay, now there is a Pokemon out there that actually learns Double Edge via level up. Chansey. Chansey has like 250 health starting the game. Okay. So Chansey is designed to take Double Edge because it has so much health that it can do, and it can learn to move Soft Boiled, I think, and it can just replenish its own health. So it's designed to do that. Not every Pokemon out there is designed to do that. So recoil can be bad, especially if it's a super effective move. You're taking half that damage back. So we're beating Tweedledee and Tweedledum right now, and we're moving on to also something I never did in the last playthroughs. The last playthrough I never used PP ups, or I'm sorry, not PP ups, vitamins. I didn't use vitamins, at least not effectively. So when I come out of Rock Tunnel and I go to Celadon City, I get moves that I need. I sell all the moves, sell all TMs I don't need, and I immediately go into vitamin buying mode. Now we're facing Giovanni. Giovanni won't be an easy battle by any stretch, but Drill Peck is a 2-shot on the Onix, is a 2-shot on Rhyhorn. It is a 2-shot on Rhyhorn, very good. Drill Guard Spec for the win. Anytime we use Giovanni uses Guard Spec, expect the win. And we get a 1-shot on the Kangaskdan. That's pretty cool. Kangaskdan's one of the funnest Pokemon, most fun Pokemon I've ever played. It was a really cool Pokemon. It really made me change my opinion a little bit about Rage, honestly. So, yeah, we don't need to cut anything right now. And we're moving on to Pokemon Tower. Pokemon Tower, we're going to go in here and face our 5th rival fight. Yeah, 5th. his team's rounding out pretty decently. He just still sucks. So Drill Peck is a one-shot on the Pidgeot. It'll be a one-shot for everything. If it one-shots the Pidgeot, it one-shots everything. The only thing it may not one-shot is the Wartortle. Wartortle is pretty bulky. Squirtle's line is a bulky line. Abra's a one-shot with Swift. And we get a one-shot. Oh, we do get a one-shot on Wartortle. So we swept the whole team. One-hit knockouts across the board. And this is something I just do for... Not every playthrough is it necessary to do this. But I know what's coming up. You know what's coming up. Lorelei, the big wall of ice that we have to get through. Okay, yeah, we have to fight this gym. This gym is not a gym that's mandatory. It's just like a fighting dojo. I call it Cobra Kai. Its logo is Arbok, and we just go in here and since we're flying type, we have a huge advantage, and you can just knock them out pretty quick. You get about 2 or 3 levels out of this, very fast. And yeah, it's just easy knockouts. You don't have to do it, but what's nice is you do get a Pokemon at the end. When you're playing through, it actually is pretty cool to get this. So actually, one of my playthroughs I did, that's a challenge video. It's in Gen 3, not this gen. But what it was you had to play through the game and you couldn't throw a Pokeball. So what do? So one of them was, well, you were given your starter, so that's one. So I chose Charmander. And then you can buy a Magikarp at the Pokemart right before Mount Moon, so that's my second Pokemon, so there's 2. And then you have to, well, how do you get the rest of Pokemon? You can buy a Pokemon from the game corner. You get an Eevee, you kind of steal it, you walk in and steal it. But if you win this battle here, if you beat all the guys in here and you fight the leader in here, he'll give you either Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. So that was another way I can get a Pokemon. There's a couple other ones too. There's some fossil Pokemon you can get. But now we're moving on to Koga's gym. And the gym leaders in here we're actually going to do pretty well against because we have a good physical move. A lot of psychic type Pokemon do not have good defense. Defense is pretty low. And now we're learning agility. So now we're going to unlock the ability to badge boost right now. So from here on out, we got the ability to do everything we need to do to progress the game pretty fast. We're at 55 minutes. That's not too bad. Considering the last playthrough was 2 hours. It's an hour and 58 minutes exactly. Well, in some seconds. And we're at a good spot. This is the nice way to put it, is we're at a very good spot right now. 56 minutes. We're on the 5th gym. That means we have the Fire Gym, Sabrina, and Giovanni. We have 2 Giovanni fights left. Blaine, Sabrina, and we have 2 more rival fights for the Elite Four. So now we're facing Koga. Koga really isn't too difficult because he can poison us, but there's nothing he has that can do super effective damage against us. So we're going to do agility. What agility does is going to do what's called the badge boost. In Generation 1, for every odd number gym that you get a boost in your stats. So for example, Brock's gym gives you a boost, a 12.5% boost to your attack stat. So whenever we do the badge boost, it reapplies that boost again. So every corresponding badge will do that. So that's why we just clean sweep through this entire... you guys saw the Lapras playthrough. We actually kind of struggled against Koga a little bit. We just clean sweeped it. So now we're going to fight our rival. This is our 6th rival fight. This is when he has probably one of his better teams. It's probably one of the better teams he gets because I think Pidgeot still has Sand Attack, so he can wreck you there. So now I'm going to set up, and he just leered, so he actually badge boosted for me as well. Even though my defense goes down, my attack just skyrocketed. And we just undid that because we leveled up. Okay? Alakazam, if we outspeed, we'll hit it and knock it out in one shot. We do. And yeah, that quick attack's really, that Sand Attack's really getting us. Luckily we're hitting, and luckily our rival doesn't have really any good moves. Come on, just hit it one time. There we go. We get the win. Sloppy win, but we'll get the win. That's why I hate Pidgey. I hate Pidgey with a passion. That damn Sand Attack is like the most broken thing in Generation 1. That and Sleep. Okay? But we move on to Giovanni and his Widow's Peak. Second Giovanni fight. One shot on the Nidorino. Very good. One shot on the Kangaskhan. Nope. Kangaskhan got a little bit more bulky since the last time we fought him. Very good. Or her. All Kangaskhan's are hers. Okay? Rhyhorn, it'll be a 3-shot. We get the knockout there. So I only have a couple power points left. That's not good. But Drill Peck will be a 2-shot. and we get the win against Giovanni. Giovanni is pretty much a pushover. There's only a couple Pokemon that really struggle against Giovanni. That's electric type. And now we move on to Blaine. Blaine, the fire gym leader. We are going to set up on Growlithe. Actually, no, we're not. Why are we not going to set up? We're just going to go for the win? Oh, we're just going to go for the win. Cool. 2 knockouts. Rapidash. 3 knockouts. And now we just have Buckbeak evolves, and we just have Arcanine. Arcanine will be a 2-shot. Fire Blast does about half our health. We get the win. We beat Blaine. Looks like Robotnik, and now we move on to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip should be a 1-shot across the board. 1-shot, as long as we don't get outsped. 2-shot, 3-shot. We shouldn't get outsped. We're level 51 at this point. And 4-shot. Very good. Now we're just sweeping through some gyms. This is pretty nice. Swept through Koga, swept through Blaine, Sabrina, Erica. So this Pokemon's doing very good against a lot of the gym leaders. Now, this fight is going to be a little bit of a knockdown, drag out fight because we don't have anything super effective against him, and we're going to run out of drill packs. And so we're going to agility, and that's going to boost our attack, our defense, our special, and our speed. So we're going to get a little bit faster. Now, drill pack does roughly around 40%, 45%. So it's a 3-shot knockout. Now we're going to mimic a move off of Dugtrio. We're going to dig, and we're going to knock him out, and dig will actually clean sweep his entire team. We just lost all of our badge boosts, but we're still going to use dig. Very powerful, very effective. No King one more time. Knockout, very good. Did we knock out the Rhyhorn in 1 shot? Guard Spec for the win. And I don't know why I do Horn Drill. He'll never hit us with Horn Drill. So we beat the final Giovanni fight that we need to fight in this game. And we move on to our rival. So our rival comes out with a full team. 6 Pokemon. Pidgeot is the first Pokemon here. And we're going to do agility on the Pidgeot. Pidgeot does not have quick or sand attack anymore. So that's why it's good to set up on him now. Before you just want to knock him out and get him out of the way. Okay? It's actually better to set up on his second Pokemon because Rhyhorn sucks. Okay, Rhyhorn doesn't do much. Fury Attack maybe do a little bit of damage, but it's chip damage more or less. So you don't really need to worry about the Rhyhorn. And we do level up, so a lot of our badge boost is gone. However, we still get the knockout on the Growlithe. We still get the knockout on the Execute. We're still going to get the knockout on the Alakazam. The only question is, do we get the knockout on Blastoise? Now, Blastoise doesn't have any great moves right now. Skull Bash will do did a little bit of damage. It's a 100 base power move, did very little damage. So our stats are pretty decent with this Pokemon at this point. So I'm paused right now because I was selling some stuff. But let's go and look at the stats of this Pokemon. So our stats right now are actually very good. We're at level 66. I think I'm going to probably get more rare candies after a couple of these fights. So be prepared for a couple minutes of me just getting my butt kicked. But attack is 170, so very good attack stat. Defense is 132, solid, respectable defense. Speed is 166, a very good speed. And special is 129. We don't get any special moves anyway unless we mimic it. But good special, it'll help in our defense part. We have 186 HP, level 66. I'm pretty sure we're going to get to level 70 to finish this thing off. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch this. So be prepared for a montage of Lorelei, and that's our moveset. Drill Peck, Double Edge, Agility, Mimic. We're going to get rid of Double Edge eventually and use Hyper Beam. So, Lorelei comes out. Now here's the problem with Lorelei. We are weak to ice. That is our biggest weakness. Okay? We are weak to ice. And I was trying to do just based off a little bit of memory here a strategy. I knew the strategy with beating her had to do with using rest at some point in this. But Dugong starts off the battle. If you don't battle Dugong, you're not going to be able to set up rest. Here's why. Dugong will almost always go for rest on the second turn as long as it takes some damage. Okay? And Lorelei doesn't exactly have good AI. Good AI says she should just use Aurora Beam every time and never do anything else. Okay? So that's what her AI says she should, that's what good AI says. I don't think she has good AI. Because all she does whenever you fight her is just, she goes for Ice Beam, then she'll go for rest. She should never do rest. She should never do rest because her AI should say Ice, weak, it's a flying type, Ice, it's weak to Ice, do Ice move every time. And it should be like that for every single Pokemon, except every single Pokemon does not do that. Okay? So some of her Pokemon will, but I don't know. She has a really weird. See, now this is when you use rest or mimic rest. Now we do agility, and so this is the where you got to set up. So here's the biggest problem with Lorelei is one, you got to get through the first couple Pokemon with as much health as possible. Okay, Cloyster. You can one-shot Cloyster if you have a good move, but it just depends. Cloyster has some of the highest defense in the game. So you're kind of fighting that in the middle of fighting this, and also you also need to be fully boosted by the badge boosted by the time you get to Slowbro. So I'm gonna walk it through it. Dugong. Here's what Dugong's gonna do to you. Dugong will use Roar Beam, and it's super effective, but it's only 2 times a week, so it does do a decent amount of damage, even though we're 12 levels higher. Okay, even when we get to 16 levels higher, it'll still do a decent amount of damage. So Lorelei's Dugong will always go for Aurora Beam, or he'll go for Rest, which means it'll replenish all of its health. I did not see in this playthrough where it went for Growl. It did do that against Pidgey and Pidgeot. Okay. The second thing is you got to be able to knock the Cloyster out. The Cloyster doesn't really have a great move against except the Aurora Beam, but he's going to go for Aurora Beam almost every time. He never uses Clamp, never uses anything else, doesn't use any defensive moves. Doesn't. Now Slowbro doesn't have a ice move, so he's going to just randomize his moves. He'll go for Water Gun, which isn't super effective, okay? And he'll also go for 2 moves that you don't want him to do. Withdrawal, which will up his defense. So that means whenever you go to use Aurora Beam or Drill Peck, it's very limited and doesn't do much. So it gives him more opportunities to use the next move, which is one you definitely don't want to have happen against this Pokemon trainer. And that is he'll use Growl. Growl will lower your attack stat. It will boost your defense, it will boost your special, and it will boost your speed. But it will lower your attack stat. And we don't want our attack stat lowered. That's our best stat with this Pokemon. It's our most usable stat we have. Okay, and we just looked at the stats. It's the highest stat that I have, which is attack. So we do not want him to do Growl. Okay, and Jinx isn't really too much, but we don't want to have our attack lowered for Jinx because we can knock her out in one hit, but if our attack's lowered, it won't be a one-hit knockout. She has very low defense, so we just got to get an attack off. And then the last Pokemon is Lapras, which we need the one hit because he has Blizzard, and he'll go for Blizzard every time. Blizzard can miss; it's only 90% accurate, but we just don't want to. We don't want to roll the dice too much on that. We want to make sure that we have a set strategy. So this is the strategy we need to do, and I'm just letting you watch some more battle. We still have Double Edge, so we haven't added Hyper Beam. We're not even close to the actual strategy that wins this battle. So the strategy is you need to come out and you need to hit Dugong right away. Okay, you need to hit Dugong immediately. Right now we're trying to just mimic Rest. It's not working. So it's not working at all, and what we should do is come out and hit Dugong right away with Drill Peck. It won't one-shot Dugong. Okay, so that is one trade-off. It will not one-shot. However, Dugong may attack you back, but the second move you mimic Rest, Dugong will do Rest, and then it will replenish its own health and fall asleep. And that gives you 2 turns to set up an agility. Okay? With the agility set up, you can then one-shot it with Hyper Beam when we have Hyper Beam. And what that does when we go to Cloyster's only doing Aurora Beam unless it gets a critical hit, which it shouldn't. It's one of the slowest Pokemon in Generation 1. So Cloyster has, like I said, it's very slow. So if you can one-shot the Cloyster, you should be able to one-shot the Cloyster. I'm going to rephrase that, okay? But you want to use Cloyster as your Pokemon you just do Rest on. Okay, you can replenish your health. Yeah, he'll do 2 more Roar Beams while you're waking up. Not a big deal. You'll have a little bit of health, about 100 health going into the Slowbro, and then you can knock out Slowbro and hopefully one hit. And then you can one hit. If you can one hit the Slowbro, that means you're powerful enough to definitely one hit the Jinx and definitely one hit the Lapras. Okay. So now we're setting up an agility. I don't think this is the right battle. I do have Hyper Beam now, so this might be it. We might be pretty close to the right battle. So this is the biggest ice wall, whatever you want to call it, that we have to deal with this Pokemon. So you're going to replenish Rest. Okay. You're going to take 2 Aurora Beams. As long as no critical hit, we're fine. 3 Aurora Beams, and we're going to rest one more time, I think. Or we're going to go for Hyper Beam. 1 of 2. Okay. We're trying to offset the damage we're being dealt. So hopefully it doesn't do that much. 94 is good. 94 is a good damage set. We can do really well with this Pokemon. But we missed Hyper Beam, and we didn't get critical hit. So we got to recharge, and now we'd have to go for rest again. Drill Peck does nothing, get knocked out. Very good. So we're trying to find that strategy. That is the sweet spot we have to have. So let's try this one more time. If I just known this strategy, so I'm gonna give the last bit of my rare candies here. Yeah, we don't care if we level up against other Pokemon, other trainers. It's not going to be as bad as if we don't get by. It doesn't matter if we don't get by lore a lot. So we're at level 71, hoping to get by some damage rounds here, and come out with a Dugong. Drill Peck, like I said, puts it in healing range. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mimic Rest, and he's going to go for Roar Beam, which he shouldn't. He should go for Rest. We're going to do Agility. We're hoping he goes Rest. Very good. 2, 3 setup. So we're fully set up now. Now we're going to go for Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam, one shot to Dugong. Very good. We want to replenish our health. Oh, we're going to go for Knockout. Okay, we don't want to replenish our health against Slowbro, so I don't know why we're doing this. Okay, maybe we're going to do it against Jinx. Or maybe we're just going for Broke right now. Might be what it is. We don't need that. Either go for Hyper Beam or Rest. Drill Peck, one hit knockout. Now what are we going to do with the Lapras? Hyper Beam is a one-shot. So the strategy worked almost to perfection, but usually we want to replenish our health, but it's okay. We got good RNG on that. We'll take the good RNG, and we'll move on with our happy lives. So you have no idea how frustrating that was. When we got to Elite Four, we were at 1 hour and 7 minutes. So yeah, it took a lot of getting the right strategy there, but now we're going to face Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but Bruno is going to be, I wouldn't say super easy, barely an inconvenience, but Bruno is going to be pretty easy because Onix is probably his best Pokemon. He does not have Rock Throw, or at least doesn't do Rock Throw. Hitmonchan, we're going to mimic Ice Punch, and this is going to make the next Onix fight, the Onix Pokemon, a lot easier. Drill Peck will be a one-shot on the Hitmonchan, will be a one-shot on the Hitmonlee, one hit, and then Ice Punch will be a one-hit knockout on the Onix. And Machamp, doesn't matter, badge boost. Drill Peck should be a one-shot, very good. We beat Bruno. We don't talk about him much. He's kind of a bum. But we're going to go ahead and move on to Agatha in the Agatha Lottery. Now with Agatha, we don't really have a move that's super effective against Agatha. But nonetheless, we're still going to have we should have no problem beating Agatha at all. She comes out with a Gengar. Okay, we're going to go for Agility. And we're going to Drill Peck, and Drill Peck is a one-shot on her. Very good. Golbat, we're going to go for Hyper Beam because we can. It's a normal type Pokemon, so we can actually hit it. I'm sorry, it's not a ghost type, so we can hit it with Hyper Beam. So now, this is why I don't like Hyper Beam. Look at the accuracy of Hyper Beam is causing this right now. We do get the knockout, very good. Haunter comes out. Drill Peck should be a one-shot, very good. Arbok comes out. Drill Peck should be a one-shot, very good. And the last Pokemon, Gengar. One shot, very good. So Agatha wasn't as difficult as I thought. It could have been. See how she confused me, and it really changed the complexion of that battle. So now we have the Dragon Trainer, Lance. Lance, we don't really have a great move against Lance. However, we can still badge boost against Lance, and that's pretty good. And we do have some decent attacks. We just got to get badge boost to the point where our attacks are super effective. So Gyarados comes out. That's the first Pokemon. We're going to use Agility, 1. 2, he's got to recharge. We're going to do 3. We can take another Agility or Hydro Pump. And we're going to go for Drill Peck. It's not a one-shot, but he does heal. We're going to go for... God, I hate Hyper. But he just did Leer, so that actually boosted our attack stat a little bit more. And we leveled up, so it undid all of it. So, real way to go. Hyper Beam, knockout on the Dragonair. We miss. Slam doesn't do much. Hyper Beam on the Dragonair again. Aerodactyl, is it a one-shot on the Aerodactyl? It is not. We do have to recharge. He doesn't do a lot of damage to us, but it does enough that we're down to 13 health. Do we one-shot the Dragonite? We do one-shot the Dragonite. Very good. We beat Lance. That could have been very bad because I don't think we're going to get that good of RNG next time. So now we just got to heal up, elixir up, maybe even upgrade my moveset. Probably not. I think we still have what's it called? Double edge on our bench just in case we need it. But we move on to our rival fight. So the rival fight, it's not a super hard fight, but you gotta be careful of some things in this. So first thing we're gonna do is go for Hyper Beam and knock out the Pidgeot. Very good. Second thing we're gonna do is we're going to mimic, recover off of Alakazam. Okay, this will give us the ability to heal. Now we get confused right here. This is where this fight goes south. We get confused, so now we can't knock out the Alakazam. All we do is 69 nice. All we do is hit the Alakazam one time, and he's gonna be knocked out. But confusion derails that, so we have to, for the first time in a long time, really just have multiple fights on our rival. Not a big deal. He's gonna come out with a Pidgeot again. We know the strategy. Let's just go ahead and knock out the Pidgeot. Okay, agility was not the problem with that. Okay, it was not agility. Hyper Beam, knock it out. Sky Attack misses, thank goodness. Hyper Beam, knock it out, very good. We move on to the next Pokemon, Alakazam. We're still going to Mimic. Why did we not do Mimic there? We still want to Mimic. I think I did that on accident. Still want to Mimic, recover. Okay, and we want to knock out Alakazam with Drill Peck. And now on Rhydon, we're going to want to recover here. Okay. And this gives us the opportunity to get Badge Boost again. So Tail Whip right there just actually did the Badge Boost again. And we're going to use Hyper Beam. We're going to have to take a turn to rest, or to recover, whatever you want to call it. Leer, Badge Boost again. So our attack stats through the freaking roof right now. Okay, and we just leveled up, so it undid everything. So one reason why I didn't want to use those rare candies. So what I usually do is I save those rare candies and add them, do them before every battle so I don't level up. And so we one-shot the Arcanine, and we one-shot the Executor, and we get beat by Blastoise. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Okay, well, we're going to do this one more time. So hopefully this is when everything comes together. I think it is when everything comes together. So, here we go. Pidgeot comes out with a Hyper Beam. Let's knock it out. We figured that out. We can just knock it out in one turn, move on to Alakazam. Okay, we're going to Mimic, recover. Alright, Psy Beam doesn't confuse me, thank God. Hyper Beam is a one-shot on Alakazam, very good. Now we want to Badge Boost on the Rhydon. We're going to do one. Actually, if we're smart, we do it after the Rhydon, because I'm pretty sure we level up right after we beat Rhydon. So, and he's Badge Boosting us, and we're going to Badge Boost one more time. He does it again. And Fury Attack really doesn't do much. It's chip damage. That's the best way to describe it. So Peck will be a 3-shot. And we're taking a lot of damage here. We're going to recover. Very good. Horn Drill. He'll never hit Horn Drill because he doesn't outspeed anything. Then we leveled up. So what we should have done is just set up on the Arcanine. But Hyper Beam gets the knockout here. Very good. And now we have Executor. Drill Peck will be a one-shot. Very good. And the final Pokemon, Blastoise, will not be a one. It will be a one-shot. Wow, I'm very surprised that's a one-shot. So we get the knockout. We beat our rival, and we're just tapping, trying to get to the best possible time. My prediction for this video was 1:30 to 1:35 minutes. It seems like we're going to hit right in that sweet spot, right almost smack dab in the middle. So we go and get the Pokemon level 74, very nice. And we get that, and the end time was 1 hour and 33 minutes and 40 seconds. So this Pokemon definitely has a better run now than it did before. And I think I could probably do better because I struggled against some trainers like Misty. I struggled against what I should have done, just evolve and take the higher stats and then beat Misty rather than trying to get Drill Peck and beat Misty. So I could have done better there. The Elite Four, if I had just done the strategy, what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to go back and look at Pidgeot and look at what I did with Pidgeot to win the game and try to copy and paste that to do this, because that's not fair. That's not fair to Pidgeot, who had to go through the trials and tribulations, and then Spearow gets to walk in and know all the things we need to do to win. So last time I played this, like I said, I used Double Team, so I didn't use a strategy that I could use this time, so I had to think of something different. And if I, now knowing this now, I would walk into the Elite Four in like 1 hour and 7 minutes, done the strategy. Probably would have taken 2 or 3 battles to get the right RNG, but it wouldn't have taken 20 minutes to get by Lorelei. It would have taken about maybe 3 or 4 minutes to get by Lorelei. So this Pokemon could definitely have a better run. That may be something I do in the future, but this is the replay, and I think the replay ends up being solid. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Did you like this replay? What do you think of the strategy it takes to beat Lorelei? Let me know. As usual, like, share, comment, and the big bad, the troublesome run that I'm doing this coming week is coming. Ditto. You'll see a prediction video for it Monday, and you'll see the playthrough for it on next Friday. So it's going to be a grueling one. I'm literally finishing up this, and I'm gonna go start doing the playthrough for Ditto. So let me know what you think. Have a good one, and see ya.